Good morning. I always appear behind the camera because there is no helping hand. Okay, just by using a smartphone, I usually record my videos. Anyway, today's topic is this Dalton's atomic theory. You know, this theory comes in the subject of chemistry. In the same channel, I am going to upload various subjects. That's why I always should remind you about the name of the subject. Otherwise, maybe for some students it may be confusing. Okay. So, Dalton's atomic theory in the very first chapter of class 11 chemistry. Class 11 chemistry, in the very first chapter, you will get this physical chemistry. Three parts are there: physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry. And here we are talking about I am talking about physical chemistry, the first chapter. Topic is this. Previously, I uploaded 3 to 4 videos on the same chapter, okay, such as conservation of mass, conservation of and those chemical combinations, okay, Gay-Lussac's law, etc. were discussed. So today here I am going to discuss Dalton's atomic theory. First of all, you need to study postulates of the theory, then comes definition, then comes importance of the theory, and then comes limitations. Though we know that just before studying this Dalton's atomic theory, we know that this theory is not correct. I should mention that thing at the very first of this lecture. Okay, this theory is not correct, but this theory, for the first time in the subject in the field of science, for the first time, Dalton gave us the idea of smallest particles. Okay, and after that, as technology advances, scientists have found that this theory is not correct. Okay, but this theory showed us the path of how to proceed for scientific research about the smallest particles. Okay, that's why this is important, very, very important, and all the students should study this, though we know that this theory is not correct at all. Okay. So, postulates. What is postulate? First of all, you should know this thing. What is postulate? Postulate means a statement which is taken for granted without proof. Means a statement which is assumed to be true without proof. No proof is required. Okay. But in many cases, this postulate might be proved to be wrong also. Okay. Anyway, if other scientists are not going against this statement, then this statement is taken to be correct. Okay. So, first of all, you need to study postulates of the theory. Which theory? Dalton's atomic theory. Postulate is what? Each and every matter is composed of small particles. And smallest particles, not small particles, smallest particles. And smallest particles of any element are called atoms. Okay. Which atoms? What kind of atoms? Simple atoms. Because there are compound atoms also. Okay. And smallest particles of any compound will be called as compound atoms. Simple atoms and compound atoms. Simple atoms for elements and compound atoms for compounds. Okay. This is the first. Then atoms are indivisible. Means atoms cannot be divided at all. Okay. Because he has already mentioned that it is the smallest particle. Smallest means smaller than this is not possible. That means it is indivisible. Okay. Atoms cannot be divided. Next comes, it is indestructible. Atoms cannot be destructed. Destruction of atoms is not possible. Okay. Elements of atoms of same elements are same in all regards. Atoms of same elements are same in all regards. Same in all regards means they are identical. Okay. And those compound atoms of compounds are same in all respects or identical in all respects. That is one more postulate. Next is elements take part in chemical reaction. Elements take part in chemical reaction and the reactants react with each other in simple whole number ratio. In simple whole number ratio, like 1:1, 1:2, 2:3, okay, like that. So these are the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, next comes definition. Definition of what? Definition of atom. So it is the smallest, indivisible, indestructible, and it remains unaltered both physically and chemically, and it takes part in chemical reaction. And this thing, the matter of which this property has in existence, is called atom. Okay, it's called atom. So that is the definition of atom. That means atom is any substance which is having the smallest mass, indivisible, indestructible, remains unaltered both physically and chemically, and takes part in chemical reaction. Okay, that is called atom. So that is the definition part. Next come importance. Importance, the third point, importance. What is the importance? Importance is for the first time in the world, Dalton gave us the idea of smallest particles. That is the importance. For the first time, by studying his theory, we can formulate the formula or formulae, plural is formulae, the formulae of chemical compounds. Okay. Chemical reactions, chemical calculations become easier due to this theory. Okay. And many more things are there. Actually, the overall idea of the smallest particles was obtained by this theory. Okay. Before that, people, or I should rather say scientists, had no idea about chemical reactions, how they take part in what ratios they take part in. They means here elements or the compounds in chemical reactions. Those things were not known. So many things could be known just by the help of this theory. Many things about chemical reactions, many things about elements, many things about compounds. Okay. So that is the importance of Dalton's theory. You should easily understand that it should be important because for the first time, this theory was put forward by a scientist. Okay. Anyway, then comes last point in Dalton's atomic theory. Last point is limitations. Yes, of course, because already we know that this theory is not correct. Okay. Again, in case of importance, I should mention one more point, that laws of chemical combinations you have studied. Okay. 4 laws were about masses, and the last one, Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes. Okay. That was regarding volume of the gas. So the laws which relate masses of the substances, those things can be easily explained by using Dalton's atomic theory. That is one more importance, okay, of Dalton's atomic theory. So now I am talking about limitations of the theory. We cannot distinguish between the smallest particle of an element and smallest particle of a compound by using Dalton's atomic theory. That is the limitation. He mentioned simple atom and compound atom. But by the help of Avogadro, we came to know that smallest particle of a compound is called molecule. That is another concept. Okay. So that thing could not be obtained using or could not be explained using Dalton's atomic theory. Then he told us that atoms are indivisible. But later we knew that atoms are also divisible. It can be divided. Atoms can be divided. And we know that after division we get what? Neutrons, protons, electrons. Okay, so there are subatomic particles. Existence of subatomic particles were proved by various experiments, by various scientists. So that is known to you. So this is a limitation in Dalton's theory that was not mentioned. He mentioned that atom is the smallest one. Okay. So that is a limitation. Then comes, he told us that in simple whole number ratio, reactants react with each other. But later we know that not in all the cases his statement is true. Not in all the cases. Yes, in few cases his statement is true. It has been proved. But in many cases are there where this statement of Dalton is not true, such as Bartholite compounds. In case of Bartholite compounds, the ratios are not simple, and even they are not whole numbers, means they are not integers. Fractions are there in case of Bartholite compounds. And the compounds which are according to the theory of Dalton's atomic theory are called Daltonite compounds. That is known to you, I think. Then comes isobars and isotopes. You know isotopes and isobars. In Dalton's atomic theory, it was mentioned that atoms of same elements are same in all respects. Means if you compare the mass, if you compare the size, if you compare the physical properties, in all respects they are same. But in case of isotopes, we know that masses are not same at all of the same element. And in case of isobars, we know that in spite of being same masses, elements are different. So these are the limitations of Dalton's atomic theory. Anyway, you should follow any textbook. Just YouTube videos are not sufficient for your preparation. Okay. Here I am creating this video just to explain many things about the subject. Okay. Still, you should properly study. You should thoroughly study your textbook to get all the points. Okay. Anyway, I think this should be the end of this lecture. Okay. This is end of this lecture. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.